This is Copper 90, and these are the 10 best centre-backs in Premier League history. Rio Ferdinand. When Rio Ferdinand started his career at West Ham, expectations were high that the Academy of Football had produced another gem, and how right they were. The ball-playing defender represented West Ham 127 times before the first of his big money moves in 2000. Leeds forked out £18 million, where he continued to prove he was the most accomplished all-round English defender at the time. But it was the next move that ignited Rio's rise to the top of world football. After joining Fergie's Manchester United for £30 million, Ferdinand established himself as one of the Premier League's most cultured but dominant defenders ever, and was a half of one of the most stubborn centre-back partnerships in modern football, alongside Nemanja Vidic. 312 Man United appearances later, Rio had 6 Premier League titles, a Champions League winners' medal, and named in the PFA Team of the Year 6 times. Nemanja Vidic. You can't mention Rio Ferdinand without mentioning his Man United centre-back partner, Nemanja Vidic. The Serbian warrior was an all-action braveheart of a centre-half who complemented Rio's style to perfection. Vidic cost Fergie just £7 million and will be long regarded as one of Sir Alex's best ever pieces of business. With Vidic throwing his body on the line for Fergie, Manchester United had success after success, picking up 5 Premier League titles and a Champions League victory during his 8-year spell. His performances during 211 appearances earned Vidic 4 PFA Team of the Year inclusions and 2 Premier League Player of the Season awards. Not a bad return for just £7 million. Vincent Kompany. A leader on and off the pitch, the City captain is a must for our list. The Belgian centre-half is undoubtedly one of the most influential players in Manchester City's rise to the big time. His defensive abilities and leadership qualities have made Kompany one of the first names on the City team sheet during his time with the club, when he's not injured that is. Kompany has led Man City to 2 Premier League titles during his spell at the club and has been a part of the PFA Team of the Year on 3 separate occasions. John Terry. Obviously John Terry has made the shortlist. Like him or not, the ever-present of Chelsea's defence for over a decade, John Terry has established himself as one of the greatest defenders England has ever produced. As brave as they come, John Terry will always be remembered for putting his body on the line time after time for Chelsea, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves as a well-rounded centre-half. Strong and determined, but also great distribution and a threat from set pieces, John Terry is without a doubt one of the Premier League's greatest defenders, and his honours speak for themselves. A 4-time Premier League winner who was incredibly named in the FIFA Pro World 11 for 5 consecutive years, 4 PFA Team of the Year inclusions, and picked up the UEFA Club's Defender of the Year award twice. Tony Adams. Mr. Arsenal really came into his own as a Premier League defender under the tuition of Arsene Wenger. After Adams' struggles with alcoholism, Wenger stuck by the Arsenal captain, who repaid the faith shown in him. Arsenal's formidable defence was built from one of the Premier League's greatest centre-back partnerships, as Martin Keown and Tony Adams teamed up at the heart of Arsenal's defence. Tony Adams captained an Arsenal side that went on to win 2 domestic titles during the Premier League era, and was recognised for his defensive prowess with 3 PFA Team of the Year inclusions. Jamie Carragher. Before he graced our screens as one of Sky's greatest pundits, Carragher was actually quite a good defender. He was Liverpool's vice-captain for 10 years and is the club's second longest ever Serbian player, making over 700 appearances for Liverpool in all competitions. Controversially, Carragher grew up as an Everton fan before deciding to play for Liverpool, where he started his footballing career at the Liverpool Academy. Having initially played as a fullback, it was Benitez who moved Carragher to centre-back, where he found his best form. Whilst at Liverpool, he won 2 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, 2 Community Shields, 2 Super Cups and 1 Champions League on that infamous night in Istanbul. Martin Keown. Martin Keown was a rock at the back of Arsenal for over 10 years, often taking a no-nonsense approach. Keown had bags of pace and was extremely powerful, especially when it came to tackling. He formed one half of a formidable defence partnership with Tony Adams, which saw Arsenal reach domestic heights. During his career, he played in the Premier League for Arsenal, Villa and Everton, achieving over 600 appearances, winning 3 Premier League titles, the FA Cup 3 times and the UEFA Winners' Cup, despite not playing the final. Jaap Stam. The former Netherlands international was known for possessing a rare combination of speed, strength and ball-playing ability. He played for Man United between 1998 and 2001, and during that time, he won 3 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, the Intercontinental Cup and the UEFA Champions League, whilst only ever scoring 1 goal for the Red Devils. In all 3 of those seasons, he was named in the PFA Team of the Year. Early in the 2001-2002 season, he had a very public falling out with Sir Alex Ferguson due to comments he made in his autobiography about the club and the way he was signed from PSV, which ultimately led to his sale to Lazio. Fergie himself later went on record to state it was his worst ever managerial decision. Ricardo Carvalho. Carvalho began his career at Porto and after winning multiple league and domestic trophies under Jose Mourinho, joined his Portuguese compatriot at Chelsea for a whopping €30 million. At the start of his Chelsea career, Carvalho was quoted as saying he didn't understand why he had to wait for an opportunity to get game time. Mourinho replied, "Ricardo Carvalho seems to have problems understanding things. Maybe he should have an IQ test. I am not happy to have heard about this through the papers. Ricardo has worked with me for 4 years and I do not understand these quotes. He probably needs to see a doctor." But when he finally got his chance to play, he flourished, winning 2 Premier League titles in a row and 1 League Cup. In his first 2 seasons, he had a huge hand in helping Chelsea to their first ever double. During his spell in London, he achieved 135 Premier League appearances and an impressive 48.9% clean sheet record. Sol Campbell. Widely regarded as one of the best central defenders of his generation, Sol Campbell made over 500 appearances in the English Premier League, predominantly with North London sides Tottenham and Arsenal. Campbell made his first team debut for Spurs on the 5th of December 1992 against Chelsea, scoring his side's only goal in a 2-1 defeat after coming on as a substitute. During his time at White Hart Lane, he amassed 255 appearances, scoring 10 goals. As controversial as his move was from Spurs to Arsenal, you can't deny his quality on the pitch, as an athlete and leader. Campbell in his 5 years and 195 appearances at Arsenal won 2 Premier League winners' medals and 2 FA Cup winners' medals, and was even a part of Arsenal's famous Invincibles. After Arsenal, Campbell had spells at Pompey and Notts County before returning to Arsenal for a season, before finishing his career at Newcastle in 2011. That was Copper 90's top 10 centre-backs. Who was your favourite, or did we miss someone? Let us know in the comments section for them to have a chance of making Copper 90's all-time 11. And as always, like the video and subscribe.